Okay, the graph of the symmetric function f of x is shown below. Find the coordinates of A, the point where the graph intersects the y-axis. Okay. So intersects the y-axis, let x equal 0. So f of x, which is y, is 1 over the square root of 2 pi e to the minus a half times 0 squared. 1 over the square root of 2 pi e to the 0. E to the 0 is 1, so y is 1 over the square root of 2 pi. And they want the coordinates, so it's 0, 1 over the square root of 2 pi. The coordinates of B are minus 1, 1 over the square root of 2 pi e. Find the area of the shaded rectangle in the diagram. Okay, if it's symmetrical, that means C is going to be 1 over the square root of 2 pi e. It's a rectangle, so the area is just length by width. The width is going to be this, which is just the y coordinate, which is that 1 over 2 pi thing. And then the length is going to be this, and it goes from minus 1 to 1, so it's going to be 2. So it's 2 times 1 over the square root of 2 pi e. Give your answer to 3 decimal places. 2 shift pi e to the power 1. So I have 0.484 to 3 decimal places. Use calculus to show that f of x is decreasing at C. So decreasing is where f dash x is less than 0. So that means you have to differentiate this. Good. Okay. So it's 1 over the square root of 2 pi e to the minus a half x squared to the minus a half x squared. Okay, so the constant is grand. 1 over square root of 2 pi. Differentiate e and you get e. And then multiply by the derivative of the power. So take the 2 down and multiply it, gives you minus 1x. Or just minus x. So that is minus x over the square root of 2 pi e to the minus a half x squared. And at C implies where x equals 1. So that's minus 1 over the square root of 2 pi e to the minus a half times 1 squared. Right, so fraction minus 1 over the square root of 2 pi out e to the minus a half times 1 squared, doesn't really matter. So that is minus 0.242, which is less than 0, therefore it's decreasing. Show that the graph is a point of inflection. So second derivative equals 0 for the point of inflection. So we take the first derivative, which is like here. So it's minus x over the square root of 2 pi e to the minus a half x squared. Okay. That has now become a product because of the x. So u is minus x over the square root of 2 pi. And v is e to the minus a half x squared. This one's dv dx is the exponential unchanged multiplied by, what was it? 2 times minus half is minus 1 by x, so minus x. So that's minus x e to the minus a half, x squared. So that's that one. Now this is like having, so minus 1 over the square root of 2 pi times x. So you increase the power by, no you don't, you take the power down, so it is a 1, bring it and multiply it, won't change that, and reduce the power by 1, so the x goes away. Okay, that's actually grand. So du dx is just minus 1 over 2, or minus 1 over the square root. Yeah, it's like if we had 6x and we were trying to differentiate, it would just become 6. Same thing, it just becomes the constant. Okay, now I can throw this back in over here. So this is the second derivative. It's a product, so u is minus x over the square root of 2 pi. dv dx is minus x e to the minus a half x squared. Just continuing, plus, so u dv plus v is e to the minus a half x squared, and then du dx is minus 1 over the square root of 2 pi. Okay. So I have 1 over the square root of 2 pi. The minus x by minus x is x squared. And then e to the minus a half x squared. And then this is plus y minus is a minus 1 over root 2 pi e to the minus a half x squared. Now, like, this is common and this is common, so I think I can take them out as a highest common factor. So 1 over the square root of 2 pi e to the minus a half x squared times x squared minus 1. Okay, and it says to show that the graph has a point of inflection at b. And b, okay, so at b implies that x is minus 1. So 1 over the square root of 2 pi e to the minus a half minus 1 squared times minus 1 squared minus 1. Okay, so we're hoping that the second derivative equals 0 for the point of inflection. Okay, so 1 over the square root of 2 pi doesn't make any difference. Now this e to the minus a half times minus 1 squared. Okay, so this is like 0.607. There's more than that. Oh, sorry, completely missed this bracket. Yeah, it's just 1 minus 1, which is 0. So it doesn't really matter because whatever the first two are, you're multiplying it by 0, so it equals 0. Is that it? There you go. Hope that helps.